Fucking did it again, man. Ate way too much fucking food last night. And we are ripping a run this morning. Main training session of the day is a bike, but we need some morning movement here. We got Pig out here with us. Pig, are you in shot? Where are you at, buddy? So let's just get this thing started, and I gotta do some self-therapy here on this, so. All right, watch is started. I'm just bringing you right along for this one. Oh my goodness. So there are basically two ways to tell that you just aren't fueling enough. Two things that I've realized. Number one is like when I do really big training and then later in the day, I have no freaking energy. So like if I do a big, usually 3-4 plus hour ride, and then I get home and I'm just freaking wiped. Like that's a huge sign that I just didn't have enough fuel. But the other sign that I just didn't have enough before a training session is that I don't have much in the session, and then in the hours afterwards, I just cannot stop crushing food. And that is pretty much what went down yesterday. I had swim in the morning. That was all Gucci. And then I did my ride streak in the early afternoon. Man, it's like these small details that mess me up. So what's going down? Okay, well, my hydration was off all day yesterday. We're out of electrolytes in the dryer house, and that should not be an excuse to not slam water. But I'm kind of an electrolyte junkie. And so the taste of the electrolytes, well, that encourages me to drink a lot more. So I could already tell that I was kind of behind on my hydration, but you know, it's fall temps. It's not like I need to have a freaking ton or else the session's gonna be a blow up. So I went out and I rode for just under 2 hours. I would have liked to make it 2 hours, but Jack was getting home. And even on my ride, like I just did not have really that much water. I brought 2 water bottles, but I only drank like half of one over 2 hours. And I had like 100 calories on the ride. And I had a good meal before. I had some chicken and rice. Might have been some beef and rice, I kind of forget. But you know, I thought it was decent. And then I get home at basically 4:45 and I, you know, wait 15 minutes for my body to kind of, I don't like to just like immediately eat. Like the second I get home from a training session, like I like to hydrate more that way, even though I didn't yesterday. But anyway, waited 15 or 20 minutes. Then I started to have some food, and like literally for a 2 hour, I basically have a pre-dinner. I basically, before 5:45 or so, I have a pre-dinner that's like a full meal. I had some cottage cheese, some peanut butter powder in there that I've been digging, and made a Kodiak cake. And then all of a sudden, we had dinner at like 6, and then I had chicken and rice. And then all of a sudden, after dinner, I'm like, I need something sweet. I need something sweet. So now all of a sudden, I'm making like banana sandwich, almond butter banana sandwich. Got into the Kodiak cakes again. Had some cereal. That's like when I know if I'm like allowing myself to have, it's not even like it's bad cereal. We have some kind of like Harvest Flake something that my wife likes and Jack has sometimes. And if I allow myself to have that, that's like a signal that I am off the rails. And so I just basically had this fucking 2-hour window, 2.5-hour window, where I'm just like, I mean, I probably had fucking 3,500, 4,000 calories. And I'm just like, geez Louise, man. And so, more than anything, I can totally feel that my digestion is just screwed right now. Like, my body doesn't feel quite as bad as I would have expected. I've been up for a couple hours this morning, not feeling like super bloated, but this is just the reality of what I struggle with. And I can get like obsessive on my diet, and it's almost a defense mechanism in a sense, because it is very hard for me. It's almost like it's harder for me. I mean, it's a little bit all or nothing, to be honest. It's hard for me to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna have a little treat. I'm gonna have a little bit of, like, I've improved a lot over the past couple of years. Like, if I have pizza or ice cream, you know, in the past it was like, if I'm having pizza, I'm gonna have fucking 5 or 6 slices. Like, let's go big or go home. If I'm having ice cream, fucking triple scoop waffle cone. And I've curbed that a little bit, but the problem that I tend to run into is that, I mean, I said this in a video last week, I should have just had a whole fucking pint of ice cream. But instead, I'm like, you know, we don't really even have junk in our house. Not even like I'd call ice cream junk, but like, you know, we don't have, right now, we don't even have anything that like would scratch my sweet tooth itch. And so what I end up doing, what I see myself doing, is like using these tasty real food options, but completely overdoing the calories. Fuck. So that's just what's going down. I didn't really want to make this video. Didn't want to stand in the garage and just bitch about it. Figured, let's just bring it on the run and fucking talk about it. So we're out here. This is me, a little 30-minute run. I'll be feeling fine in a couple hours. I'm not that worried about it. But it's just like, okay, well, now all of a sudden, it's been like 2 or 3 times that I have had basically a binge of food. And I sort of don't know if I like, whoop, pig's gotta pee. I sort of don't know, like, do I like describing it as that? Like, that makes me feel like shame. Like the term, oh, I binged. Like that does not make me feel like in control of my diet. But if we are being objective on what that was, pretty much was a binge. I was, for the most part, once I got jacked down and did bedtime and stuff with him, because Chelsea was out last night. She left at like 6:15 for a Bible study. So that's really what it was. It was like I had my post-ride, basically pre-dinner dinner. Then we had family dinner. And then Chelsea heads out. And I'm just sort of hanging with Jack in the kitchen and in the living room. And it's like, I'll just make a little bit of a peanut butter sandwich. Or an almond butter banana sandwich. Oh, I'll just make a pancake. No, I'll just sort of do this on the side as we're just sort of hanging. And it's just weak. It's weak. So, what do we do about it today? Well, definitely giving the digestive system a freaking break for the next couple hours. I do need to highlight that it's not... Piggy, how you doing, buddy? It's not, it doesn't feel good to be... Pig, you good? Pig's kind of pulling on me a little bit. I've been feeling really good on the tribal shred, right? So this is really not anything related to that. I think it's more back to like the freaking flaws on the hydration, not eating enough maybe before my ride, but then also like just not being disciplined to not have the pre-dinner. Like if I would have just not had the pre-dinner, that could have changed everything. Maybe that was the tipping point. We'll see. Anyway, new day. Hey, listen. Back on the horse though. Come on now. We're not just letting this roll into something else, right? Where I'm making even worse choices, right? I'm also not going out and running freaking 10 miles this morning to punish myself. My morning movement is a little bit more delayed than I would have liked. I'm in some back-end Shopify hell on the Maple Boost website. Made a mistake yesterday and tried to spruce it up by, I think, some freaking AI tool. And then it like needed to like pause on the site's ability to load. And then I freaked out and like terminated that. And then after you do that, you need some freaking authentication from Shopify to get the website back up. So I've been feverishly refreshing tribalsups.com. Not back yet, but that's what I was chipping away at a little bit this morning. The athlete that I was talking about in the hill repeat and run video who was emailing me on joining, he synced up with Tribal, so I'm jazzed about that. Got a couple good calls coming up after this run. Gonna keep hydrating. Got a good bike ride I'm gonna freaking hammer out this afternoon. And we'll just keep chipping away at this thing called fucking the human existence, and trying to live by your values, trying to not follow temptation, trying to not be corrupted by the freaking devil. Not easy stuff, but doesn't mean we're giving in. I will see you later. All right, let's not get too fucking low in here, okay? The mission today is to move and hydrate, and we are in process on that. Now, it's super easy to like share, oh, I'm freaking crushing it, fucking nailing these interval workouts, fucking sleeping well, fucking diet's on point, but listen, I'm not perfect, all right? And my vision with sharing this whole video is, I hope that this empowers you to realize that these types of setbacks, these can be overcome. You can do Ironmans, 70.3s, ultra marathons. You can do this stuff, even if you're fucking up on your diet sometimes. Even if you are committing to a plan, oh, well, what the fuck happens when the plan falls apart? I'll tell you what the plan was last night. The plan was not to have any food after dinner. Guess what happened? The opposite of the plan. But it's not about who can be perfect on the plan. It's about who the fuck can get hit in the mouth with some self-inflicted wounds and who can get back up and who can make the next best move. Like, I'll tell you what I did not do this morning. I did not crush a bunch of more food. I did not go to Starbucks and get a freaking 200-calorie cappuccino. No. The goal today is to move and to hydrate. All right, so that's what we're doing. If you are somebody who's slipped up on their diet before, I mean, who of us has not? Who of us, even amongst the most committed, the most dialed, the most meal prepped, the most weighing out everything, who has not answered that call to go back to the fridge? Right? We got to accept that that's the reality sometimes. But who are you when the dust settles on the mistake and you've got a new path forward? The plan for this morning, well, I'll tell you what the plan for this morning was yesterday morning. It was to not have to make all these adjustments to my mindset, to my fueling intake, to the way that I'm just like operating in life, right? Because I woke up this morning like, oh my God, man, come on, dude. Feeling like kind of low on myself. Well, how do I fix feeling low? Get moving, get outside a little bit, move some of my projects forward in my business, spend a little time with my family, pause on the freaking eating, and take the next best step. That's what we got. I will probably see you guys tomorrow. We'll see if the ride today gets documented. I think this was satisfactory for the capturing of the daily training and what's true in process today. This afternoon's ride will have to be felt out a little bit because I don't want to go in and hit a big interval ride if I haven't had any food until freaking 3 p.m. And today might be a day where the first caloric intake is significantly post-noon. We'll have to feel it out. Here we go.